Hey, Kelly, what's up?
How are you doing?
Not too bad. Just trying to stay warm. I still got the heated vest on. It
Yeah,
was
I
cold
see.
this morning.
I wondered what that was. Yeah, how do those actually work?
They
Pretty well.
work great. Yeah, they do. They work really well. Yeah, they actually stay. They keep a charge longer than you'd think too. You can pretty well go the whole morning on it.
Nice. Have you ever
Yeah.
used the what about the gloves, the heated gloves? Have you ever
No,
used
I
those?
haven't yet, but I see a lot more people getting them. So at some point, I probably will end up getting a set, but I haven't used them yet. I've been pretty lucky that way, though. My hands don't usually get too cold there, but I could probably, if somebody wanted to donate a pair of heated boots, I could probably go for that because my feet do get cold, but my hands usually stay not too bad.
There you go. Call to action for our players. If you have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Go fund
Hey,
me for a pair of boots.
that's right. For Randy Waples. That's right. This might be a dumb question, but would it
Well,
be
I'm a dumb
possible?
person, so lay it on me.
um, would it be possible to wear those heated gloves when you're actually driving horses in a race?
I think it would be possible, yeah, but I would never do that because they're just a bit too bulky for me. I need like a really light kind of a glove. I mean, my father used no gloves, but I mean, I need a some kind of a glove, but a very very light glove. And most of the ones that I've seen of the heated gloves are a little thicker than I would want to use. But you could
Yeah.
easily, if somebody didn't care if they use thick gloves, then they could use them, but they wouldn't be for me.
And the rationale behind that, I assume, is because you need to feel the nuances of what's happening with the lines, right? On your
Yeah, that's
fingers.
that. And the I just find that the bulkier the glove, the harder it is to hang on to the lines. You know what
That
I
makes
mean? Because it's
sense.
like you're hanging on to half glove and half line, whereas the thinner the glove, it's you got more line in your hand.
Right, right. And that's
Yeah,
pretty important. That's pretty
yeah,
important.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Always a good thing to have something in your hand.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Okay. All right. So a couple things I want to chat about today. First of all, congratulations. I guess it's kind of belated now, but congratulations on your Pandemic Hall of Fame nomination.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank
And
you
and
very much.
introduction. Yes. All right. So no actual, so you were inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, class of 2021, but no actual induction ceremony, right?
Not that they've told me, I
Okay.
mean,
All right. Yeah.
unless maybe they had it, I mean, they
Yeah.
could have had it and just
Yeah.
maybe forgot my name. But
That's
no, as
right.
far as I know, it's I think that they were talking one time about maybe trying to induct the 2020 and the 2021 class at the same time. So that would be
Yeah.
Swoop and McDonnell and me, I guess. But I haven't heard any more back since then. So
Yeah. That'll be
I'm
a
anticipating.
that'll be a big party. Big party. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it takes you a lifetime to get there. So I guess, you might as well enjoy it while you're there.
Right. Yeah. You waited how many years? So another couple years.
Yeah.
Well,
I found out about it when I was like 13 or 14. So I'm not going to say where I'm at now, but it's been a long time.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, congratulations on that. I
Thank
want
you
to
very
talk
much.
to you. I want to talk to you about your gig at Woodbine-Mohawk Park.
I love doing it. I mean, it's a gas because you get to sit there and just talk about racing,
Right.
which is just fantastic for me. I mean, I love talking about racing. I'm not that great of a handicapper yet. I think it's getting better in that, but it's only going to get better being with those two. They're pretty sharp. Chad and Monique, they're both
Yes.
pretty sharp. So you pick up little things from them and that, which I think I feel more comfortable picking horses now than I did earlier when I was doing it, it slides along. But just the idea of sitting back and talking about racing and maybe being lucky enough in certain races where you can see something that that's happened that maybe the people out there didn't know that happened. So you can bring up the fact that maybe a driver intentionally left the horse out of a hole to make him drive to the front, which created a better flow. And then it ended up working out in his favor. Like I would notice that maybe a lot of people wouldn't notice that. And I try to bring that into it, little things that I would notice that way. And it's fun, it really is. It's a lot of fun. I hope I get to keep doing it.
Yeah, you seem really comfortable, and you have a really great rapport with both of your co-hosts for sure. That And yeah, I mean, that's the benefit of your perspective, right? Is that you bring that different perspective that the other two, just because they're not drivers, couldn't possibly offer. And I've definitely heard from other viewers that they really appreciate that different perspective. It's so entertaining, and so yeah, just something, just a different looking at the handicapping through a different lens, for sure.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's basically what I try to bring, you know what I mean, is more not the talent of picking the winner or something like that, more to the lines of, things like that, and little things like, maybe I might see a horse race better than what it looked because it only finished fourth or fifth. So maybe people weren't paying attention, and I try to point that out as well. I mean, just little things that I would see, like you said, as a driver,
Yeah.
which maybe Chad and Monique wouldn't pick up on, and to be able to talk about it though, like it's just so much fun. It really is, I mean, like I haven't really had too many criticisms. Like and that's the God's truth. Like I'd be the first person to criticize somebody's drive, because God knows I got lots of it when I was driving. You drive 10 a night, win 4, you're getting 6 criticisms, so like, it's just the way, it's the nature of the beast. And I feel that, if I seen something that was criticizable, I would probably be dumb enough to blurt it out and to say it, you know what I mean? But I just think that that's part of it. I think that I've earned the right to say that. I think that John McEnroe's earned the right to say that a guy's not really playing his best game of tennis out there. I think he's earned it. And God knows John's, been on the receiving end of a lot of criticism, no different than myself. So I just feel that that would be fun. But I really like, not that I look for it, but there really hasn't been much to criticize. I just think that the racing, the nights that I do it anyway, the racing's just been top notch. Really has been fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kudos to Woodbine and that, for bringing those kinds of races to us, the Mohawk Million,
Yes.
that, other tracks it couldn't go at, but somehow or another they managed to get it to go. Like that is an unbelievable month to the build up to the actual happening, and then the after thing, because then like with the Wellwood, who wins the Wellwood, who gets the buy, what owners have bought into it. There's just so many dynamics, so many layers of that cake, so it's a good time to be able to do that. It's a very exciting part. I get excited about it.
I can tell. Do you get nervous? Are you nervous when you're on air or beforehand, or you just kind of take it in stride?
Not really, because like I'm not really playing a character, right? Like when I did acting and that, sometimes you'd have to kind of get your head around, and you couldn't play the character as you, because maybe you're not that character. So you'd kind of have to come up and develop a character. That would make you a little bit nervous, because you'd kind of wonder, are they going to like my choice as that character or the choices of the character, Whereas this, I just play Randy. And, I mean, if I'm goofy or stupid or come up with a bad bet or say something dumb or something like that, I mean, people just fully expect it anyway. So it's really nothing, not a big deal. So no, I just play myself, and no nervousness, no nothing. I just be Randy and hope that Monique and Chad tolerate me for the 4 or 5 hours that I'm on, it's great.
Right. It's like starring in your own biopic, basically.
Yeah, I guess in a way it is, I mean, it'd be like Evel Knievel playing Evel Knievel.
Right.
It's just, you're just being yourself, and that's who I am,
Right. Awesome.
Now, if you asked me to sit in that chair and play Chad, I don't think I could do it.
Right.
I don't think that I could do that, but I can play Randy pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. All right. What about preparation? Kind of like how the sausage is made behind the scenes. What kind of preparation are you doing when you're on those nights? I mean, I imagine when you're co-hosting on a major night, there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. But, on a non-stakes night, how much preparation are you putting in beforehand? I assume you're submitting your picks to Woodbine like a couple days out. Is that kind of how it goes?
Usually like about the day before, because I usually wait for the program to come out. So it comes out, say, like about 3 days, maybe before the race, or 3 to 4 days. By the time I get it, it's usually in the late afternoon of the day that it came out. I go to the race office at Mohawk and just pick one up and use that. And it takes me about 4 hours to go through to go through the card. And I color coordinate everything. Yellow's win, blue's second, and orange is third. And so that I don't really have to look at it as quick. I can just kind of glance at it really fast because just by color, I'm like Kramer. Remember Kramer did the acting? He had everything to colors.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's me. So anyway, so it takes me about 4 hours or so, but that's all the prep that I really do. And then I just come in and, and just try to respond. They run the show, like either Chad or Monique run the show. I don't lead them in, they lead me in. So I just kind of respond to whatever it is that they're talking about. And if something that I think is funny or is worth talking about, then I just kind of like put it out there. So that's kind of that's about the only preparation that I do.
Great.
That's brush awesome. My teeth.
Brush your teeth. Yeah. Do they put makeup on you? Do you get makeup?
No. I was thinking about doing that the one time. They're going full blown there on that or whatever. But then I got thinking, probably not a good idea. A lot of the times that I think it's going to be a good idea, it isn't going to be.
Yeah. Sometimes it is, though. Sometimes it is.
Sometimes.
That's fair. All right. Well, congratulations on that. It's been really fabulous. And I hope you get to continue to do more of it for sure.
Well, I really appreciate it. And, like I said, I'm a really like same as the horse race, and I was worth 5%. That's basically what I'm worth there, but between their production staff. And then, like I said, Monique and Chad, they run the show, they run the program. And I just kind of like try to follow along in there. So I'm kind of like Barney Fife to their Andy Griffith.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations on that. And, before we go, you're actually going to select from truth or trivia. That's the regiment for our special guests on BarnCat Trivia. So you get to select, Randy, whether you tell me the truth about a question I ask. I can tell by that look on your face that you're probably going to select trivia. So it's either truth or trivia. I have something prepared for you either way. The selection is all yours. Whatever you like to do.
See, like there's got to be some kind of a hook on the trivia, because like you'd have to have no sense to pick truth. I don't understand that, Okay, truth.
Hook, line, and sinker. Hook,
Here you go. You dared me into it.
Yep. I knew you would go for truth. I knew it.
You
couldn't
knew
resist. You couldn't resist. All right. So my question for you is, you don't have to name names, but tell me the best piece of criticism you ever received. So someone reading you your pedigree on this is on the racetrack. This is on the racetrack pertaining to a drive. But it wasn't just venomous. It was actually something that you were able to take away and work into an improvement.
Ooh, I really stuck my foot in my mouth with this one. I do have an answer for you, but I look really bad in this question. So anyway, when I was young there, I was like, say, early 20s, 20, 21 years old. I was basically built like a pencil. Just straight up and down, nothing to me. I weighed about 130 pounds tops,
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I just started driving and, like any young driver, I guess I thought that I knew more than I did. So after a race one night or one day, it was early race and it was still light out. It was in the summertime. I remember like it was yesterday.
Do you remember what track? Do you remember what track
Mohawk.
it was at? Okay.
Mohawk. Yeah. When it was a 5/8, like, and I get into it with Eldon Turcotte. Of all people, mm-hmm. Eldon Turcotte is like he could join WWE wrestling tomorrow. He's built that way, and he's a very rugged man. Look after himself quite well. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I get beaking off at this guy, and at that time, I didn't realize who Eldon Turcotte was. He's just a guy that was on the outside of me that was in my way. So after the race was over, I said a few things that I shouldn't. So when we turned to come back to the paddock, he pinned me up against the outside fence. Like I was still in the race bike, and he used his bike and his horse to pin me to the outside of the fence. And he started telling me just exactly what he was going to do to me if I ever yapped off at him again. And basically, the only reason that he wasn't going to do anything to me at this moment was respect for my father. And I mean, he made me like he was up one side of me and down the other. And of course, Randy being Randy there, I'm too dumb to shut my mouth. So every time he's saying something, I'm basically mocking him or saying something ridiculous, you know. And I mean, this man could have just snapped me over his knee like a pencil. So anyway, I come back into the paddock and the judges call me, and it's a judge. And I feel so bad that I don't know this, if he's still judging or not, but his name was Al Kahi. Do you ever have anything to do with Al Kahi? What a great judge. Like, just a fantastic judge. You know, I mean, if you did something and he had to be hard on you, he'd be hard on you, but he'd look so hard to find a way not to be hard on you and just try to explain the way things were. And for a 21-year-old kid that's full of himself or whatever, he was like a saint to me. So anyway, I end up getting him on the phone. He wants to know what the problem was between me and Eldon, because Eldon's called the judges and told them, listen, you better tell this kid to watch what he says to, and watch who he says it to, because, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they call me and I said, of course, again, Randy being Randy, I said, you know, I don't have no problem with Eldon. You know, if Eldon's got a problem, he can come see me. So Al Kahi says to me, listen, I think I want to let you know something. I said, what's that? He said, I watched Eldon Turcotte go toe to toe with two brothers in the Flamborough paddock one night. One was one punch and the other one was about a 45-second way, just where they just teed off and hit each other one after the other. To this day, and it's almost 40 years later, every time I see Eldon Turcotte, the first thing out of my mouth is, hey, Mr. Turcotte, how are you doing? It's been Mr. Turcotte since that day. And a couple of times he's even told me, Randy, just call me. He's even used me to drive his horses a few times. And he said to me, you know, Randy, just call me Eldon. And I'm like, nope, it's Mr. Turcotte from the rest of my life. I don't care if I'm 1,000 years old, you're going to be Mr. Turcotte to me. And he said to me, asked me why the one time, and I brought the story up. And he goes, oh, he said, I don't even remember that. And I said, yeah, well, I do. So that was something that I took away. I mean, like I said, it's a story that I'm not real proud of or anything like that, but it is it was who I was then. And in some ways, it was just my competitive nature, things coming out sometimes that shouldn't come out. You know, I was a bit of a trash talker and in the wrong way. And I just picked the wrong guy to trash talk this time. By far the wrong guy. And I always took that with me, you know, and tried to, you know, just watch what I said. Not that it really helped, you know, because it didn't really shut me up totally, obviously, but it made me, you know, maybe listen a little harder when they spoke back. So he taught me a lesson.
That's great. That's a great truth. We appreciate that. And I appreciate you being strong enough and maybe dumb enough to select the truth versus trivia.
Maybe
you set the bar pretty high for future guests.
There you go. Exactly.
Right. Well, Randy, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And if you're playing BarnCat trivia tonight, good luck to you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see you again. It's a pleasure to be talking to you, and you be safe out there.
I will. You too.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.